Apocalypse Zombie Race is proof that some people shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a game engine. Okay, I just want to start off this review by saying this is probably one of the worst games. No, it's actually the worst game I've ever played, because a game is supposed to work, and this really doesn't. It doesn't work. Like, there are so many broken mechanics in this, as well as parts of the game that make me want to melon ball my eyes out. They are so bad. But anyway, moving on from that, I want to talk about what the game actually promises and then what it delivers on, because there's a list of things that the game says it has but blatantly doesn't in the description of it, and I want to talk about that. So the first one on the list is the game card, which it says, I don't know what it means, but basically in it talks about the fact that it's all open world and stuff, which it is. It's very badly open world. Like, it's so awful. Like, it's hard to traverse it, and not in a it's supposed to be hard, as in a you're gonna find yourself going backwards accidentally half of the time. It's like Big Rigs, except in this you can't go through anything. Like, you can't go through any of the buildings, which is understandable, and you can't go through any of the washing lines. There is no collision in this. You can't run anything over. It's like everything in this is the trees from GTA 5. It's that bad. But the game isn't just one open world map. It's also got levels in it. And remember in the beginning when I said I wanted to melon ball my eyes out during playing this game? Well, the levels are the parts in which you'll want to do that, because they are impossible. I couldn't get past the first level, and I passed it, but then it didn't recognise that I passed it, so I had to do it again, and I couldn't, because it's that hard. There's a ramp in it, and this ramp is like the devil of ramps. It is hard to get up. Like, one wrong move and you're out. You can't play anymore. It's that bad. But moving on from the levels, let's talk about the bit that you want to hear about, which is the zombies. Now, the zombies is what I wanted to make this video about, because when you first play this game, you're going to realise something. And that something is that the zombies do not attack you. They just don't. They just walk around. And it's not like there aren't other things that they can be doing, because there's also deer in it. And there's just as many deer in this game as there are zombies. This game might as well have been called Apocalypse Deer Race or whatever it's called, and I can guarantee you that it would have sold better. Also, you can't kill the zombies either. When you run into them, they're just, oh my god, like, it's just take a look at the footage and just tell me what you see, because there is actually a blood animation from when you run into them, but I've seen the blood animation happen more often than when the zombies are just walking around than when I actually run into them, because it's not always guaranteed to happen. But anyway, now let's talk about the most funniest part of this game. And it's not the bad animation, or it's not the fact that it's awful, rather it's the plot. And I know what you're thinking. How can a game this bad, which looks this bad, can have a plot? And you know what? It can't. But it says it does. But it really doesn't. Because in the open world bit, you can take missions. In fact, that's the only thing you can do, apart from run around a barren map. But apart from that, that's it. You can only do the missions. And when you get these missions, they give you a little bit of backstory, saying something like, the car was broken in the night, you need to find some repair kits or something. But it says it in the most broken English possible, because there are two languages that you can get this in, English and Russian, and it's quite clear that it's Russian translated into English, because it is very, very broken English. But anyway, moving on. So you get this really exciting plot, and when you finally get to the destination, what do you find? You find a green light, and that's it. You get your money, and then you bugger off and told to do some other mission. And once you've played through the game as much as I have, you realise there's like 5 different missions, and they're just rotating constantly, and it is the worst. And the final point I want to touch on is the money in this. And you can get money through doing the levels, which is fine, even though you can't play the levels because they're broken as all hell. But anyway, and you can also get around $500 to $900 in doing the missions in the open world bit. And you can use this money to either upgrade your car, I don't know how, there's just 2 things and you have to hope for the best. But there's also different cars you can buy, and I think there's 3 others, and you're not going to buy them because you're not going to play through the game that long that you get enough money in order to buy it, because I didn't, and I played this game for 2 hours straight. In fact, the most exciting bit about this game was eating the party rings when I took the break. Like, that was it. That was the most exciting thing in those 2 hours. That's it. But that's about it, really. That's my final point, so bye.
No. Nathan told me that he had a couple more points that he wanted to make about this game and the music and stuff and how it's going to get copyrighted. But then he told me that he couldn't bring himself to play this game anymore. So I'll just read his notes for him. The music sucked.